Hello everyone, my name is Bo Alexander and welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for watching and tuning in. In today's video, we're going to be creating these absolutely stunning mid-century bubble vases. If you're anything like me, you have an absolute affinity for vases and vessels that both complement and elevate your home and decor. I've been seeing vases and lamps similar to the two that I'll be DIYing for you today, floating around online for hundreds of dollars. We're talking upwards of $300 to $600 each. I'm here to keep that money in your pocket by showing you the technique so that you can make one or more of these pieces on your own for a fraction of the price. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel and comment below and let me know if you like what you see and if you'd enjoy seeing more DIYs like this in the future. Let's get crafty! Alright guys, so the first stop of the day for supplies is Hobby Lobby. Now, because I'm in the store more often than I'd like to admit, I did make a beeline directly for the wood crafting department of my location. This is where we're going to source those wooden baubles to give that bubble effect to the vase we're about to make. As you'll see, there's a wide array of different shapes and sizes, so feel free to completely go rogue and pick whatever would be most aesthetically pleasing to you and would accentuate your decor style the best. In my case, I want this vase to invoke that classic mid-century modern style, so we're going to be bold and go for the rounded ball knobs. In this pack, you'll get 9 of the 1.5 inch wooden ball knobs for $4.99. These have a flattened back, which make it much easier to work with for this project. I decided to pick up the larger 2-inch knobs as well. Now, something to keep in mind, Hobby Lobby does only keep 2 of each piece in stock at a time, so as an alternative, I recommend getting these from Michael's. I ended up needing more than what was in stock, so I made a trip next door to Michael's immediately following this trip, and they had plenty. Now, for the vase itself, I was looking for a style that was tall and cylindrical. You can absolutely pick any shape or style though, as you see fit, as the technique that I'm demonstrating in this video can be applied to just about any container. I chose a glass vase for this project because they're relatively easy to find, but you could absolutely do this with a wooden or ceramic vase as well. This is the glass vase I ultimately decided on. Now, I don't know that this made a huge difference, but because these are hand blown, I did notice the vase on the left was substantially thicker than the vase on the right, so that's what I went with. Also, this vase was $16.99 before the discount, so be sure to use a 40% off coupon from the Hobby Lobby website when you pay. I did want to do a quick run through Home Depot for spray paint. Spray paint from a hardware store is substantially less expensive than it would be at a craft store, so just a heads up if you're looking to stockpile. I really liked the neutral color and sandy texture of this Rust-Oleum spray paint. This was the color Caribbean Sand and it cost me $5.98. They did have a variety of other neutral shades in this line as well. I saw these matte black cans here for $3.98, but do not buy these guys. I noticed the display immediately behind me had the cans with 25% more product for the same price. Here's a visual and a recap of all the supplies that you'll need to complete this DIY for reference. One to 2 cans of whichever color spray paint you would like your vase to be. I prefer the cans with the 2-in-1 paint and primer to save an additional step. As I said, I'm doing 2 styles of the vase in this tutorial, so I did choose a second color with the sand grit for texture. I bought each of these individual wooden knobs, or doll heads as they call them at Michael's, for $1.99. You will need 9 of these for the smaller DIY vase. These are the packs of wooden knobs I bought from Hobby Lobby with 9 in each pack. For this project, you will need 25 wooden knobs, so I did pick up an additional pack at Michael's immediately after. I recommend just getting them all from there to begin with. I did pick up some transparent E6000 glue. You will also need a hot glue gun. And I prefer the Gorilla brand hot glue sticks. These are the best I've used hands down. You will also need some form of measuring tape or a ruler. I did pick up this second vase on that quick trip to Michael's as well for $4.31 with the 20% off coupon. Now, when spray painting, you will want to work in a well-ventilated area. Keep in mind there will be a substantial amount of overspray, so you'll want to lay down a drop cloth or newspaper to work on. Here, I flipped the vases upside down and began to work on spray painting the base coat. Something to note, I did remove all plastic stickers and tags, as well as gave the vase a quick wipe down with rubbing alcohol so that the paint would have a clean surface to adhere to. Make sure that you are spraying light and swift spritzes of paint in order not to prolong the drying time or create drip marks or bubbling. Now I did let the vases air dry for a full hour before moving on to the next step. Once the vases are dry, you'll want to take the measurements of each to ensure that the wooden knobs are evenly spaced. You'll see I took the circumference of the vase, which was roughly 15 inches around, and divided it by 5 for each row of knobs, and made a mark with a Sharpie at every 3 inches to keep them equidistant. And yes, if you're wondering, I absolutely swiped this disposable tape measure from Home Goods for DIY projects like this. It's much easier to work with than a regular tape measure or ruler in this instance. Next, I divided the length of the vase by 5, in this case roughly 10 inches, and made a mark at every 2 inches so I know where to place the wooden knobs. And as you'll see, I repeated the same exact steps for the smaller vase using the measurements specific to its size. Now for the gluing. So a pro tip here, when using the glue gun, you can literally glue the sticks together so that the glue stick and back doesn't fall out of place. You'll see me do that frequently throughout this video. I used a combination of E6000 glue and the Gorilla Glue sticks to ensure that these wooden knobs would not fall out of place over time. The hot glue works instantly, and the E6000 will ensure that the adhesion lasts. I repeated the same step for all 25 wooden knobs, gluing them over the marked off space. Now I'm going to keep it absolutely real. These larger knobs gave me a run for my money. Because they were much weightier, I do recommend using twice as much hot glue as E6000 glue so that they stay in place. And again, I repeated the steps for all 9 wooden knobs, gluing them over the marked off spaces here as well. Now to spray paint the surface. So something to keep in mind, this textured spray paint was not full coverage, so I strongly recommend applying an additional base coat as a primer over the bare wooden knobs to give that textured spray paint something to adhere to. I also want to mention that the reason for the initial base coat is to hide the glue and the backside of the wooden knob should you want to use this purely as a decorative vessel. Don't forget to flip the vase upside down and spray paint the underside too to ensure full coverage. Because the wooden knobs are porous, I did give this an additional coat, I believe 3 in total, to give it that finished look. And once they're dry, they'll look a little something like this. that's our video for today, you guys. I appreciate you so much. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to comment, like, subscribe, and hit that little bell notification to let me know that you enjoyed this video. Until next time, bye!